Get your pencil out. What are you doing?
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and call today's board meeting to order. Miss Laura, can you do roll call?
Yes. Member Bonslett?
Here.
Member Ciocciola?
Yes.
Member Core?
Here.
Member Lamb?
Here.
Member Pretty?
I'm here.
Member Quilty?
Here.
And President Dami.
Here.
Thank you.
We're gonna be talking about expulsions, personnel listing, conference with labor negotiator, and also conference with real property negotiator. Are there any public comments on closed?
They were not.
Thank you. We're gonna go to recess to closed. Students here. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and open back, recall to open session. Can we stand for the pledge? Salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alright. Are there any requests for agenda reorganization? Nope. Okay, there's nothing to report from closed. Student reports, we got 2 new board members. Hello, welcome.
Hello.
Who wants to go first? Okay. You wanna come up to the podium, bud?
Yeah.
And then just tell us your name and what school you guys are with.
Alright. My name is Caleb Kyocho. I'm ASB president from Yuba City High School. And first of all, thank you for supporting our trip to Canada, or to CATA.
Wow! That wasn't spelled that way.
You caught me off guard with Canada.
Very sorry about
Thanks for letting us go to Paris.
Yeah, thank you for the trip to Canada. A lot of our students highly benefited from this experience. Everybody at Yuba City High School appreciates your generosity. Just recently, our advisor got switched out. Our new ASB director, Ms. Heredia, is strong at keeping us on track with all of our work and events. Things that have just passed and recently done for the first day of school rally, which was a success. It was Olympics themed, it was pretty cool. We had our first Spirit Week, which is USA themed, and our first football home game, which was a big success. Our student section was a lot of fun. Upcoming events we have are we have Senate voting in progress at our school. We're setting up and organizing the Powder Puff games, and we have back to school night. And then we're really excited to host the next Mayor's Cup. And that's about all I have.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
What was your name again, honey?
Caleb.
Hi, my name is Krish. I'm a senior and I go to River Valley. I also help lead the student section, and then I also want to thank you guys, not to copy him, but thank you for supporting our trip to CATA. We actually implemented one of the things we learned there for the first day of school, which was the Great Race, which is essentially a big relay race where we had a lot of obstacle courses. There was like pie eating, you made your own human pyramid, and we had the classes and teachers go against each other. The teachers ended up winning. And then out of second place were for all the kids. First place was seniors. And then we also have a summer send-off that we're doing tomorrow, like kind of to send off into the next season of fall. We are having a water bucket relay race, and we're going to kind of all dress up in Hawaiian. And then that's about it for us.
Thank you.
Very nice, thank you.
That was great, thank you.
What's the date of the Mayor's Cup? You guys know?
I can pull it over. I believe it's 10.
You're like, I didn't know there was a pop quiz.
I believe it's 10. 9:19.
9/19 at YC.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And who's coming
Alright, thank you guys. Reports and information, Yuba City High School Showcase.
Thank you. So a few months ago, the governing board asked if we could do a showcase of our schools throughout the school year. And so Yuba City High School will be kicking us off, and we'll be showcasing the great work that's been going on at Yuba City High School. So I'd like to introduce the principal of Yuba City High School, Esperanza Ariana, and assistant principal Sergio Torres.
Good evening.
Well, first of all, Caleb had a little slip up about Canada for a good reason, because he actually just came back from Canada.
Okay.
And you want to tell them about your trip there?
Yeah. Well, I had a little archery tournament in Canada.
A little
archer.
It was a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of cool people from all around the world. And there's 3 main events. There's individual, mixed teams, which is a boy and a girl, and then teams, which is 3 boys. For individual, I had placed around 7th place. For our mixed teams, which was me and one of my teammates, her name is Savannah O'Donoghue, and we both of us got 1st place.
Yay!
And then our mixed teams, which included Brody Wanch and Suraj Nalam and myself, we got 2nd place in the world.
Very good. I saw the video of the bullseye, so way to go. Nice job.
And he's like, now I gotta do math.
The goal is Olympics 2028.
Yes.
Awesome.
Wow, nice.
So that little slip there was still on his mind that he just came back from Canada just a few days ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, good evening. My name is Esperanza. I am principal at Yuba City High School, and I'm here today just to share a little bit about what's happening on the brown and gold side of the campus, the school. And I'm a little bit nervous. I think I excel at public speaking, but I'm a little bit nervous, so bear with me. Sergio's here as my backup support. This is your admin team for the high school this year. Ruby tonight, she's over supervising a volleyball game, and Kevin had a prior commitment. I'm really proud of the work that our team has done this last year to support our campus. We are a solid team with good collaboration and conversation. We have fun together. We meet as a team weekly, and then we also meet with our ASB, our athletic director, and our counseling lead weekly. So, some of you I know worked at Yuba City High School in the past. Some of you have children there. Some of you probably graduated from Yuba City High School, so you know our colors are brown and gold. Our mascot is the Canadian goose. Our values are genuine, organized leaders, dedicated. And in 2024, we received gold designation for our PBIS program. I love our values. I think they represent our school really well. The one that I think that we stand out the best in is being genuine. Visitors, when they come onto our campus, they report how friendly our staff are, how friendly our students are, and I think that's something that you will see out in the community to this day. There's just something unique about being a honker. And we find each other somehow, and that's a conversation. I love how community events like football, for example, we have people that graduated decades ago, and they come back to watch our honkers compete. So it's a very special place, and I'm very privileged to be the leader of the school. So every year, since I've been a classroom teacher to now, I always set myself some yearly goals and a theme. So in my 2nd year as principal, I sat down a little piece of paper. I still use paper and pencil, and thought about what happened last year and where I want to lead the school this year. And my theme for this year is use data to tell our story. And then I established some goals. You know, the scope of work for a high school principal is pretty vast. There's a lot, and it can be really overwhelming. But for myself, I try to just focus myself in a couple different areas. So at the end of the year, I can evaluate myself and the progress that I've made toward those goals. So these are some of my pillars that I really want to address this year. Obviously, this is not the only work that I'll be doing this year, but this is the work that I will personally evaluate myself to know that I've done my job this year. So one of my big goals for the school is to increase our grad rate to 90%. We think that we are pretty close for this past year, so if we meet that rate, we will increase it. We are under full WASP review this year, so I want to finalize our report in May, or we have our visit in May. So super mindful of that. We're beginning our surveying right now, continuing to look at our facilities. We are an older campus and be mindful of safety. And then we're working with our counselor team this year to prepare for RAMP status for 2026, to apply for that. So RAMP is a recognized ASCA model program. And that just means that we're an ASCA model school. So ASCA is Association of School Counselors, American Association of School Counselors. So in light of our theme of using data to tell our story, I just wanted to share some data points from this past year. So these are some numbers that you will find of interest. Currently, when I ran the report in Aries, we have about 1,600 students that are ours. If you count our co-enrolled students, we're about 1,800. We have a staff, certificated staff of 800 who I supervise and 66 classified staff. Some of them I do not directly supervise. The data at the last 5 bullet points, I pulled that from our California dashboard. About 60% of our students are identified as low socioeconomic, 10% is English language learners, a scant 1% is considered foster, 12% is students with disabilities, and our graduation rate on our last dashboard was 85.6%. We're still waiting for our graduation rate for this year. We're thinking that we're going to hit 90% or close. We graduated 338 students in June with 11 summer graduates. A data point that I'm particularly proud of is our reduction in our suspension rate from last year. So we have here our comparison from 23 to 24. This really speaks to the work that our teachers and our staff are doing around Tier 1, really establishing expectations on what it means to be a gold student at Yuba City High School. So really proud of that work that we've been able to reduce our suspension rate. Here's a snapshot of our attendance from last year, broken down by the full day rate and the SIS reported rate. We have some room to grow in that area. I would like to see a 90% average of our SIS reported rate. Okay, and then finally, I just wanted to share with you our advanced placement scores for this past year. We're continuing to grow our program. As you can see, we have the most students we've ever had in the last 5 years take AP exams, and we have an average of almost 64% of students scoring a 3 or higher. So these are students that are receiving college credit. This year with our Prop 28 funds, we were able to open up three courses. We actually proposed 4. We weren't able to get enough students enrolled in the 4th, which was dance. We now have a piano lab, we have printmaking and painting. So kind of moving on to something that we're launching really big this year is our fight song. So I don't know if any of you attended our football game on Friday. Okay, no? Well, maybe you saw the video online. I tried to post some of that. I know our ASB did as well. As a staff at our first PD day, we brought this back really strongly with the staff. Our athletic department has brought it strongly with every single sport this season and with the coaches. And at our game on Friday, after we had the win, the football team came to the sideline. Our band, our student body came down to meet them, and then we sang the fight song together. So we're still kind of working on the timing to go along with the band, but it was just it was seriously so much fun.
Well, did you remember it?
Yeah, we used to, no, I mean, yeah, we were, it's so funny, we were talking about this a couple weeks ago. But yeah, they used to do that when I was in school.
Yeah, the athletic director this year, Aaron Gingery, this was his idea. He brought the energy behind it. So I'm still working on memorizing the words. You know, it's funny, once you hear it once, it's like an earworm. Like it sticks with you all day long. So one of the things Doreen asked was to just communicate the way that the board and the district will continue to support Yuba City High School. And there are just 3 different things that I thought would be important. The ongoing communication, which I feel like we've done a good job this year of establishing. We have some channels open. Just being mindful of the board that we have an older campus and that there are areas that we have to improve the campus. And then continuing to support me as I journey into my role as a principal. This is my 2nd year. Continuing to grow. I do meet with Doreen and Tino monthly for support. We do have our back to school night, as Caleb reported on Thursday. You're all welcome to attend. It will start at 6 o'clock. This year we'll be doing ice cream in the quad. And finally, it is a great day to be a honker. Like I said, one of our key values that I think that we're really known for is being genuine, and these are the people that you will meet in the front office if you come in and visit. It really is an office full of joy. Our staff love the work that they do in working with students, and I think that you will experience that when you come and visit our campus. Any questions for me?
I have one.
Yes.
You mentioned your enrollment numbers. The 17, so I have two questions. You had 1604 presently, and then /1790.
Yeah.
But you had mentioned co-enrolled 1800. Was that what
It's
you were
about,
saying?
I was just
18?
rounding up to
Oh,
from
okay.
1790 to 1800. It can
what
depend
is
on the day.
co-enrollment?
So those are students that are coming to Yuba City High School either from Albert Powell or River Valley.
Oh,
taking
okay.
courses.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you're
Yuba
like
City High School.
sharing custody of them.
Kinda, yeah. We don't get to collect ADA for them, but they are students that are enrolled in our classes.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Does that include?
Facilities, I've taught there for 23 years. I know that facility pretty well. What would you say is the one thing that needs the most attention facility-wise to spruce things up? Or just one thing.
We need a space for girls over in the Honker Stadium.
Say that again.
We need a space for girls in the Honker Stadium, like a locker room space. That would be my biggest, but there's a lot of other things,
Oh, there's
concrete,
tons, yeah.
lighting, things like that. But if I had a number one thing, that would be the biggest thing that I would say as a board that you should consider.
And the enrollment piece where you're talking about 1790, that also includes the Sutter County FTC kids?
You know, I don't know that, I'd have to look back at the report. It may include Sutter County, but I can't say 100% for sure. It does break down into different areas when I pull the query from areas.
No, it's awesome. I mean, you guys support county operated programs as well on your side.
Yeah, this year they added an additional classroom.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome that you guys integrate and all that stuff, so. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Esperanza.
Thank you, Sergio. All right, what's next? Comments from the public, not on the agenda. We do have a few. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
This
All
is
right.
not on the agenda?
This is not on the agenda. All right, so yeah.
I'll read.
Yep.
Hang on, let me make sure this thing shuts up. Okay, thank you. The Brown Act, specifically Government Code Section 54954.2, provides that no action or discussion shall be taken on any item unless it is adequately described in a timely posted agenda. Accordingly, though the public may comment on matters within the board's jurisdiction that do not appear on the agenda, the board cannot respond to such comments without running the risk of deliberating or initiating discussion on topics not properly before the board. Given the prohibitions set forth in the Brown Act and the risk associated with responding to public comments, the board does not respond to the community's questions or comments. The board will respect the rights of the public to express their viewpoints on matters within the board's jurisdiction. However, comments that are defamatory or that violate the privacy rights of any students or individuals may not be protected by law. The board shall not permit any disturbance or willful interruption of board meetings.
Thank you so much. So we do have 7 members of the community that would like to speak. Our typical limit is 10 minutes, but I'll ask the discretion of the board if you guys would like to allow all 7 members of the community that would like to speak their 3 minutes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. All right. I have Alex Robles, first person up.
Good evening. I'm Alex Robles. I'm a cross-country team parent, and I'm here to support our assistant coach, Austin Holtz, that was recently let go, if you don't know. So I'm reading a letter on behalf of all of us. Here we go. Subject, request for reinstatement of assistant cross-country coach, Austin Holtz. Dear members of the board, the Yuba City High School cross-country team and their families are asking for your thoughtful reconsideration regarding the recent dismissal of Mr. Austin Holtz as assistant coach. Austin has been a dedicated, caring presence for our athletes. He connects with the students, encourages them to grow, and helps them achieve their best. his recent dismissal, reportedly for not participating in singing the school fight song, was deeply upsetting for both the team and the parents. Austin is naturally shy and still needs to grow in public speaking. This may have been misinterpreted as a slight toward the athletic director. Recently, Austin has written a heartfelt apology showing his respect for school traditions and his desire to move forward positively. What worries us most is the impact on the students. Currently, there is no assistant coach available for after-school practices, which places an overwhelming burden on head coach and limits the attention of guidance each athlete can receive. In our remote area, finding qualified coaches for a sport like cross country is extremely difficult, and losing Austin creates a significant gap in a team support. While the principal has generously offered to drive extra van to games when needed, this cannot fully meet the demands of the team. It would be burdensome for her to extend herself to potentially early morning, weekend, or irregular weekly driving commitments. The parents, teachers, and students all agree that Austin has been an excellent coach. The reason given for his dismissal, seeking a more technical coach, do not reflect the dedication and positive influence Austin has already provided. The cross-country team has been left in uncertainty and their morale has been affected. We respectfully urge the board to reinstate Austin as assistant coach. His return would not only restore the stability of the team, but also show the students their fairness, understanding, and compassion are valued in our school community. He has proven himself to be thoughtful, committed coach who genuinely cares about the growth and well-being of our young athletes. Thank you so much for your time, attention, and consideration. The students, parents, and entire cross-country program deeply hope for a resolution that supports the team and values the dedication of a coach who has given so much. Sincerely, cross-country team and parents. Thank you.
Thank you. Samuel Payne?
Samuel Payne. I'm speaking on behalf of the cross-country team and parents regarding Austin Holtz for being reconsidered as a coach. I have enjoyed having Austin as my coach throughout these years for both track and cross-country. It was really surprising that Austin was fired because he didn't want to sing the fight song in front of a crowd. This is interesting because even when he was giving out awards at Juan's house, he could barely even speak after being our coach for 2 whole seasons for track and cross country. This goes to show just how scared he is to talk in front of a crowd, let alone sing in front of people, considering he hasn't even sung in front of us for all these years of knowing him. I would just like the board to reconsider him as a coach, considering how young he is, and that he can still work on these skills, hopefully in the future as a coach for the district. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Austin Holtz?
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm the coach in question. I'm here about my recent dismissal from coaching track and field in cross country at Yuba City High School. I'd like to first mention a few things that I think I've been able to accomplish with this team. just to give it some background, the year before I came in as their track and field coach, we didn't have a single guy who could run under a 5-minute mile, a single girl who can go under 6, no one who could move on to the section meet, which is the first elimination round in track. Very first year, 2 guys who can go under 5, 1 guy who can make to the section meet, which hadn't happened since 2019, since when I was on the team. Follow-up year, second year, this most recent one, 3 guys who can go under 5, a girl who can go under 6, 4 kids who can make it to the section meet, 1 kid who can move even on past the masters meet, creating what is probably the greatest or the most competitive distance team that Yuba City area has had in over 20 years. But ultimately, these fast times are nice, but there's more than just track, in my opinion, than running around in circles. And the reason why this I think matters, and the reason I became a coach and what I truly strive for, is these kids' life after college. Track teaches many lessons of dedication and determination, working hard, but ultimately for some of these kids, this is a route for colleges to seek them out and for them to be paid for with scholarships. I have many athletes here behind me who I've been working with over the past few years to get to that next level and hopefully not have to worry about paying for college so they can get a higher education. And that's something that I'd like to keep pursuing with them. I've gone out of my way to pay for their eligibility numbers for college outside of my own pocket. I really don't do it for the money. Almost every bit of my stipend goes right back to the kids. I've gone and I've held separate fundraisers from the rest of the track team so that I could afford to take them to these out-of-town big meets to really get the attention of college coaches and hopefully take these kids to the next level and pay for their college education. And ultimately, I think it is hard to find coaches who are willing to do that. I think it's also hard to find coaches in this area who are physically fit and able to keep up with the kids on those long runs where we go off campus and look after them while we're running and make sure that they're staying safe, whereas most coaches have to tell them to just go out and beyond on their own. And the other thing I would like to mention is that every single member of the team, both athlete, parent, is fighting to get me back and meeting with the principals to do so. And ultimately, I think it's our job as board members, the coaches, principals, whoever it may be. I think we're here for the students first. And if all the coaches, if all the parents, every single last one of them, and every kid thinks that this is the right move to make, and they're the ones there seeing me out every day, I think it's worth taking a note at and maybe reconsidering being reinstated. Thank you for hearing me out.
Thank you. Dale Parks. Dale Parks.
Each one speaks today on kind of a little bit different take. What happened with Austin Holtz? Again, I'm a parent here. I ran cross country myself in the 80s, early 80s, and my daughter's here running, so I'm excited to be here. So I just want to make it kind of brief. I felt like, as you heard numerous times about Austin Holtz being fired, but I want to tell kind of like the more technical reasons what happened and how I think we could overcome this. So he was fired because we're not singing these school fights on. I understand Mr. Grangley felt disrespected. Like, okay, this 21-year-old, us is only 21. This 21-year-old kid, is ignoring me and not paying attention, when really it was just kind of like fear of singing. And so, unfortunately, because of that, there was a perception of disrespect. He didn't mean it, but that's the way he took it. And I understand why. Nothing against Mr. Grangley. I would probably feel the same way. Like, why is not this young kid listening to me? And so he's asked to sing several times, he did not. And then, because of the firing, unfortunately, there's a perception, and I've been in the state of California since, I worked for the state of California since the late 80s, 1980s. So I understand you have to support management. So support management is like a circle the wagon mentality, where it's like you have to support no matter what. And in this case, I don't think circling the wagons and support the firing is going to somehow underline the authority of Mr. Grangley. And that's That's the crux of this. Is Mr. Grimley's authority going to be undermined if you overturn this firing? And there's the disrespect issue that you felt like you disrespected. So it's more like a misunderstanding and miscommunication with people not talking. And that's what I want to focus on. I'm hoping you can overturn this and understand Mr. Greenland, which Austin did write an apology letter to him, by the way. So I felt like just this misunderstanding, miscommunication, we can come together and overcome this and not have a circle mentality where authorities are going to be undermined, which it's not. And I feel like, the parents, obviously, and the cross-country students and parents really support Mr. Austin. So I hope you guys do too. Thank you for letting me speak. No, that's it.
Thank you. Caitlin, Sierra?
Okay, first of all, I'm not a public speaker, so please excuse me. My name's Caitlin Sierra. I'm a junior at Youth City High School. I'm one of the athletes. And I and a few other boys have been with Coach Austin since he first began his coaching career 2 years ago. That was my freshman year. And it was a time of a lot of stress for me. I've always been more of a timid and quiet child that's prone to becoming quite anxious, if you can hear my voice right now. But between starting high school, participating in the early college program, starting sports too, and just some personal issues, but school was becoming a lot for me. It was really, really overwhelming. In our coach's second week of ever coaching, I had an anxiety attack. And at first, he didn't really know how to react to it, but one of the other athletes noticed, called him over, he stayed with me, they brought me back to the high school, they checked up on me. That was not my last panic attack. I would go on to have quite a few more, either at practice, during school, or after school. And I think I would have had so much more if Coach Austin had not been there. I mean, really quickly he noticed when I was getting a little more anxious or when I maybe couldn't run the full thing. He would check in with me, see if I need a break, have me just sit down, and then I would just stay there, compose myself, reset again, and then I would get back to running. And he's not my only coach that I've had. I do cross country and track. I started in middle school. And yes, I've gotten along with most of my coaches, but never to this point. I've never grown so much in such a short time. This is not something that I would have ever thought I would have been able to do, no matter how much I might struggle with it. And especially our junior year, we do have a few students that they're doing really well in their running right now. And that transition between coaches is a difficult thing. And especially finding somebody that you can connect with that much and who's going to make you grow as a person so much. It's not just going to help you in academics, because that's something that I really focus on, but it's going to help you all throughout life. Like, without running, like on days that I don't run, I feel so much more stressed. I can't handle my homework, for example. But through this team, especially the coach that creates this atmosphere, I'm a lot more empowered. I have more confidence. I'm way more outspoken than I was freshman year when I first started, which was, you could ask any of my teachers too, or my friends, or my family. Like, I would hardly say a word. But yeah, I feel like our coach is a really, really big part of sports in general. And then, they may not be our teachers, but they are affecting us equally or even as more than that, because I'm going to go to my coach before I go to my teacher about personal problems. And those are going to be the things that really impact me more than anything else. Yeah.
Thank you. Ethan Fuji? Fuji. I'm so sorry.
My name is Ethan Fuji. I'm in favor of reinstating Austin Holtz. Firing Austin Holtz was a mistake. The relationship the team had with him is something that can be replaced with another coach, especially since the cross-country season has already started. I'm really concerned that a new distinguished coach won't be found in the spring, especially one that's as dedicated as his soon. Firing Coach Austin, Coach Holtz, isn't something our school can afford to do. That's
Thank you. Natalia Guzman.
Hi, my name is Natalia, and I'm here to support my coach, Austin. The day that he told us he got fired it was just like a total shocker because he does what I feel like more than his job as a coach. And, sorry, I'm not good at public speaking either, but it's just like a really big disappointment because whenever people try to hear us out on this, they're listening and they're like, oh, we can just get you a new coach, but it's not that easy. Like I said, he does more than his job. He misses so much work to go to our meets and to go to our practices. And he's also our track distance coach, and that's another big concern is he's one of the only people I think I know that's willing to be a distance coach, that's willing to go out there, run 6 miles with us. And if you see him on our race days, every single one of us, once we're out on the track and we're racing, he's running left and right because we're a distance team, so we run like multiple laps. So in the football field, he's going from one side to another side, telling you to keep going, telling you like a lot of motivating stuff. And I feel like that's something that I don't see from a lot of coaches that really sets him like in a unique position from anybody else. And it'd just be a very different season without him. I think he's a big support for the team, and getting him back would make us all very happy.
Thank you. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to number 12. There's no more comments from the public. So number 12, consent agenda.
If no one has any questions, I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second. A motion by member Pretty, second by member Ciocciola. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. 13, action item, expulsions.
I make a move we approve as discussed in closed session.
I second the motion.
On a motion by member Ciocciola, second by member Quilty. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Board reports, information, discussion.
Did our Twin Rivers Charter School. And let's see here. Give me a second. First day of school, they were at 98.5% enrollment.
We're slacking. Where's the 1.5%?
They too are. They have already implemented the school safety, which was called. We're working on. Where is it here? With the alarm system. Strategic. So they've already implemented that. So they're still working out some nooks and crannies of things to get it all streamlined, but they have implemented it. It's there. They are also on the list of schools to watch. They improved 27 out of 36 areas of the evaluation that's taken place for the schools to watch, and that's the gist of it. And I'll, as a board member, welcome back and thank you for all your comments.
Thank you. Written communications from the public? I don't think there were any. Comments from employee representatives?
Thank you. Good evening, board, audience, Zoom land, staff. I'm Mercedes Geraldo, and I represent our classified employees. Austin, great job. I've known Austin since, I don't know what, like forever. I was one of his scout leaders, so, and at Yuba City High School. So our honkers do fly, so wish you the best. Real business. Well, that's not real business. My business. So we had our first successful new hire orientation today of the school year. As you know, classified employees are hired throughout the school year, so it's not necessarily feasible to do one day fits all. One size doesn't fit all with classified. So we were able to see, I think, a total of 8 or 9 newer employees to talk to them. The district did their presentation, and I really liked and we've kind of talked about this over the years in the past, is that they had some Chromebooks set up so that we can make sure that new employees could get logged in, that they had access to their frontline and that sort of thing, and thus they'll also have access to their email, which will make everybody's life easier because we can get a hold of them. So I do appreciate adding that onto the new hire orientation. We also last week had our first labor management meeting of the school year, kind of brought up some old stuff, some new stuff, and I thought that was pretty productive as well. I wasn't going to bring this up tonight, but Esperanza just led me into it, so sorry if I'm not trying to blindside anybody, but we talk about the safety and the overall safety at Yuba City High School, and not just safety against intruders, but employee safety, student safety, right? So we've locked the gates at Park Avenue, and I understand that, and I totally respect it. I get it that that's like an open being. However, those gates are old, they're horrible, they're terrible to open. I invite every single one of you to come out on a really hot day or a rainy day, a cold day, or just any day, and see what it's like if you have to leave campus in the middle of the day. Our Cook transports come in and out of that campus a total of 6 different times, which means somebody has to unlock that gate. We have been told that campus supervisors can come over and do that. That's a lot of opening the gate, and that's not actually even in their job description. So I really think, although I see the necessity to have this gate locked, but we need gates that are able to open easily. I mean, I'm like trudging. Some of us older folks and some not very big people struggle with this. Really struggle with this. I know that, and I get, like, I have an option to park all the way in the front of the school, but all my classes are in the back of the school. Now I have a meeting over at the district office, and I've got to go, trudge this gate. I threw my hamstring out one day doing it. So this is not, it's not safe having us constantly having to open and close these gates all the time. So I understand the need to keep them locked, but we need different gates. We need something that's going to work, that's going to be safe, not only keeping the campus safe, but keeping our employees safe that are coming in and out of there all the time, including our campus supervisors. I mean, again, that's a lot of work. That's, I don't know, I would say those gates probably weigh a good 50 pounds at least, pushing and pulling, that's a lot. And to do that constantly all day long, if they're called to do it every time somebody needs to come in and out, that's an awful lot. So please think about that and take a look at it. And again, I wasn't meant to blindside, but there was a really good lead in on that one. Let's see, where else was I? CSCA's mission statement is to improve the lives of our member students and community, and I think we do a really good job of that. But we are going to host our very first trunk or treat for the community, and we're to invite anybody. We're inviting anybody who wants to enter a vehicle in the trunk or treat. We're going to do it over at Yuba City High School, kind of in the ag parking lot area, so we still have the Park Avenue parking lot with the gates open for people to park in, to keep those kiddos, traffic here, but trunk or treat and fun over there. So I do invite you all to come if you'd like to. If you know somebody might be interested in entering a trunk, it'll be October 29th. So you will be watching for flyers coming out on that. And let's see, I kind of go all over the place. I wrote down how honkers in life when Esperanza was talking. I had something great to say, but I can't remember what it was, so it'll have to come later. I do appreciate the effort. Thanks.
Thank you. Ms. Counts?
A little bit shorter, so I'm Trinity Johnson, current Vice President of YCTA this year, and I would like to thank everyone for hearing me speak, as well as all the brave students. We've some are leaving now. That is something that I could not imagine doing whenever I was in high school at all. So congrats to each of them on that. We currently had our first rep council meeting, so it was really good to convene with our teachers around the area. Everybody was excited to finally have that first full week done and under their belts, which was great. And then that first Monday back after the first full week was really tiring. So far, things seem to be going smoothly. There was some concerns, though, about the number of sites that had numbers of classrooms without air conditioning that was working. And so the admin did some really great job about moving the teachers around to different classrooms. But you can imagine if this would have been maybe like the piano classroom, it would have been hard to move that class because it would require all 32 pianos to go with the students. So things that we wondered is why couldn't this have been dealt with over summer? Because the classrooms were up at 85 degrees, add 33 kids in the classroom. It's not very pleasant. Another thing that came up as a concern is we really appreciate the solar panels coming up and having the ability to have solar, and then in so many years being able to provide our own energy, which would be great. However, both Yuba City High School and RV High School are super concerned about student parking. And then teachers are concerned because students are going to be fighting for teaching parking, right? At the same time, we were told that Yuba City, or all students, do not have guaranteed parking. They could just park on the road. And RV is going to be parking in the grass on campus. So I haven't quite fit my head around that one yet, because I personally walked past that field where they're planning on parking students on campus with a closed gate. You know, just things. Some other concerns that are coming up is our late hires. We really appreciate getting our teachers hired and on. Thank you for that piece, Jordan. But there are concerns about these teachers just hitting the road running and they're feeling like lost. So we do a really great job. Heather congratulated at our last one for our new teacher hire, but those onboardings that are coming on late, it's just not getting there, and the teachers are really fumbling, and how can we support them better? But other than that, let's keep moving forward. That's my motto for this year, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Comments from board members? Comment from superintendent? My gosh, I don't have anything tonight. All right, the next board meeting is September 9th. Open session will begin at 7. We are gonna go ahead and recess back to closed session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and recall back to open session. There's nothing to report from closed session. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
On a motion by member Ciola, second by member Pretty. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
Yay.